Good evening, fourth max students. We will continue the topic differences between syllabus and curriculum. Okay. Already we began the topic the relationship between curriculum, syllabus and textbook. Still, we will discuss more elaborately. And at the end of the video, I will ask you a question, and you have to answer for 2 marks. Okay. By that, I will give you internal marks. Okay. So now we will continue. And again, let me remind you that you cannot simply copy from the board, and you have to explain. Okay. Explain in the sense. Maybe 1 or 2 sentences for each point, and listen to the video lecture carefully, and accordingly you can elaborate. So now the difference between syllabus and the curriculum. Let's say this point, there are 7 points, there are 8 points, listen carefully. The syllabus is described as a summary of topics covered or units to be taught in the particular subject. Curriculum refers to the overall content taught in an educational system or a course. See, syllabus is described as a summary of topics. Before, see, I am actually Renuka madam and I both share the paper Pedagogy of English 2 and part 4. Already Purushottam sir discussed this paper, and I think I'm not very sure for Annie madam and Kathy madam also shared this paper. Okay, and they discussed several topics. They taught you various syllabus. Okay, now let me tell you what is the curriculum. Okay, main thing is see, you want to be a teacher. Okay, how can just we shall quickly discuss. If it is regular classroom, it would have been an interaction session. It doesn't matter if the government, we all want to create great teachers. And how can we create great teachers? And the knowledge should be powerful, teaching skills should be taught well, and they should be provided that the aims of teacher and their methods of evaluation, everything on all these aspects, everything should be taught. Then if the teachers, strong teachers work hard, then naturally they will be a good teacher. Okay, so this is the idea of curriculum. Okay, and this is the idea of curriculum. And if to elaborate more, let's say all the curriculum and all the universities recommend 4-year integrated course, because 4-year continuously students think about teaching profession, and so as a teacher they are molded more, and that is why integrated course is recommended always. And how can you frame a curriculum for integrated course? So the science subject as well as education subject both should be taught well. Okay, they should be to a minimum level they should be well versed. To a minimum level they should know the mathematics. To a minimum level they know education, and elaborately they should know the teaching skills. Okay, so how can we do it? So the curriculum, for your curriculum, the newly introduced curriculum is that 4 months of teaching practice. So for your previous batch students, your seniors, they went for 2 months of teaching practice, but you have 4 months of teaching practice. And so 4 months of teaching practice is curriculum. and what are you going to do in these 4 months, that is to be the syllabus. So it continues as the brief syllabus, that is writing. Actually, in previous syllabus, they wrote 20 plus 20 2 months of teaching practice. They have to write 20 lesson plans each for each option. Totally, they will write. They wrote 40 lesson plans. And for each teaching practice, you have to write 15. Totally, you are going to write 60 lesson plans. Your previous batch students wrote only 40, and you are going to write 60. Okay, so if you write 60 lesson plan, then you have more idea with the lesson. So this is a new curriculum, and records have been changed. Your seniors wrote various other records, and you are going to write other records. So see, the curriculum is changed that for 4 months of teaching practice, and the syllabus is also changed. What is the syllabus? What all the records that you are going to write is syllabus, but curriculum is 4 months of teaching practice. Okay, 8 semesters, 4 years, 8 semesters, and 4 months of teaching practice, 2 days of commission. Okay, so they are all example of curriculum. 4 months is example of 4 months of teaching practice example of curriculum. And what are all you are going to do, specifically you are going to do is the syllabus. Okay, so curriculum is overall content taught in the educational system. Overall, in for what is it? For teaching teacher education course, and what are all how we are going to train them. 8 semesters, 4 months of teaching practice, and let's say in curriculum, Dr. Anbumani and various. It was during Dr. Manmohan Singh when he was Prime Minister, and he and PMK Youth Wing President Pandumani and various other scholars recommended for 6-year course, and they insisted on that curriculum. And in that curriculum, 1 year of practitioner. You have 4 months of teaching practice, and for the student doctors, they have to go for 1 year of practitioner and 6 months in rural areas. Why this is this? In rural areas, the doctors are there were not enough doctors. So when they go to rural areas and they serve people, it is good for the whole nation. Okay, so this was the idea, but there was a huge protest, and the curriculum was not changed. It is continued as same 5-year course. Okay, so that was the history, and so I also strongly feel that 6 years of 6 years is a quite long time, but if this is implemented, they will be great doctors. They will be great doctors. That's what I feel. So the overall idea is said to be curriculum, but the specific topic of a particular subject is said to be syllabus. Okay. Now, second point, syllabus varies from teacher to teacher, while curriculum is the same for all the teachers. See, syllabus varies from teacher to teacher. See, you are maths department and I am from English department, and maths students study different papers, English students study different paper, but this particular paper is same for both. Okay, so that is one interesting aspect. And Pudu Tamil and impression book, that is common for both English and maths. Okay. So, and this particular paper is also common for both English and maths. See, you study maths, and English one studies English, but they also have 8 semesters and 4 months of teaching practice. Okay, and that is the curriculum, and they also you also write 8 semester, they also write 8 semester, and the number of papers are also going to same, and education paper is going to same, but the subject paper are going to be different. Okay, so this is said to be syllabus. Your syllabus, maths subject syllabus is completely different from English subject students, because you study completely different subjects and we study completely different subjects. For certain subject, both we follow common syllabus. For example, our paper itself, we have both English and maths students follow common syllabus. Okay. So the syllabus is more of one particular subject. Okay. For maths, for example, complex analysis. I think you study that paper. In complex analysis, what are all the units that you are going to study? So that is said to be syllabus. Okay. Even fixing, let's say, what is curriculum is first semester, this integrated course, these students will write 7 papers. That is curriculum. Okay, fixing 7 papers for first semester, and in third year you will write only 5 papers, and that is curriculum. What are all the papers, and in that paper what are all the subtopics, and they are said to be syllabus. Okay. And what I teach you and completely different from what Mr. Stanley teaches you, because his subject is different and my subject is different. So syllabus varies from teacher to teacher, but the overall curriculum is going to be same for all the teachers. And third point, curriculum has wider scope than syllabus. Okay, let's say syllabus is nothing but the subtopic of curriculum. Okay, the overall idea is that to be curriculum. The source curriculum has wider scope. It includes let's say, what is the curriculum for medical students? What is the curriculum for engineering students? What is the curriculum for teacher training student? Okay, everything should be framed, and teacher training student, and for the curriculum we have to frame, and engineering student the curriculum they have to frame, and so the overall idea includes the overall idea, that is said to be wider. That's why we call curriculum as a wider scope than syllabus. And the fourth point, the syllabus is provided to students so that they can take an interest in the subject. On the other hand, normally the curriculum is not available to students unless specifically asked for. If you want to prepare well, and if you want to study this course, this teacher training course, you should read thoroughly the syllabus for each paper. Okay, that's why I gave you in the WhatsApp itself. I gave you the syllabus. When the syllabus is given to you, okay, these are all the topics we have to study. This topic itself, ironically, we are discussing syllabus, curriculum, and the textbook, and the syllabus itself, syllabus is the topic. So it is irony or refrain, that's what we have, repeating the words. In our syllabus, the topic is going to be syllabus. Okay, so because we study teacher training, and we must discuss syllabus, curriculum, and the textbook. Okay, so since in our syllabus, relationship between syllabus, curriculum, and textbook is given, we must study this topic. Okay, so the syllabus is provided to the students so they can take an interest in the subject. So if you want to study the course properly, syllabus must be given to students, and accordingly they will study and they will complete the course. And it creates interest, and main idea is given to the students as well as for the teachers, so that they can follow the curriculum properly. It helps the student to focus on the course. Okay, so okay. Just to study, you also know about English language. You should have the means to be an English teacher. This is the curriculum say, and then we do not know about it. And let's say curriculum is somewhat what is it? A huge book I simply saw for teacher training course, and in that book I have to refer. I mean, it is there in the whole syllabus is also given. Okay, that's why the book is so large. Okay, it was almost a 1,000-page book, and in that 1,000-page book, I have to refer. Okay, there is an English subject, and what are the papers and what are the syllabus. In 1,000 pages, we have to refer, and then we have to make photocopy of it, and then we have English subject syllabus. Okay, history subject is there, and math subject is there, physics, chemistry, language, Malayalam, Hindi, for all the languages, curriculum and syllabus is given. First 10 pages is only curriculum, that is what are all the papers and what are the objectives and how the evaluation system should be. Okay, so internal marks is 30 marks and external marks is 70. Okay, internal marks is teachers are given power to give 30 marks, and 10 marks they should students should score, and let's say 5 marks test 1, test 2, test 3 tests. In the curriculum it is given. Okay, I am talking about the curriculum. How teachers can give 30 marks for the students internally. Teachers should conduct 3 classes, test 1, test 2, test 3. Okay, and then one project, one assignment, and one seminar. One project, one assignment, and one seminar. Okay, teachers should conduct these 6 things, and accordingly teachers should give marks, and out of 30 this is given. Okay, this is actually the curriculum, but actually we follow model exam, and we follow one class test. Okay, when weekly test or term test, whatever the name could be. And assignment is also given, and seminars are also given to you, and accordingly the marks are given, and of course 8 semesters of the fourth year you are studying, you all know that we give you minimum pass marks, we never fail you in internals. Okay, but it is not given actually it is not given in the curriculum. The students perform only, teachers should pass students. Okay, and in curriculum the rule is also given, attendance, 80% of attendance is compulsory. Okay, and if they have health issues, they can provide a medical certificate, and accordingly the attendance could be, a percentage of attendance could be changed. Okay, that is the rule. Okay, so these rules are said to be the curriculum, and okay, English subject. What are the papers they are going to study? Okay, Shakespeare and American literature. So they are all name of the paper, and what are the subtopics inside the paper is said to be syllabus. So it helps to be more focused. And what we give you is only syllabus, not curriculum. It is not generally necessary for students. Okay, and syllabus is descriptive in nature, but the curriculum is prescriptive. Okay, syllabus is descriptive. See, descriptive, describe. Okay, so detail and the minute detail. Okay, so we have 5 units in our paper. Okay, I think speaking skills and writing skills and challenges, and then textbook and evaluation. So main idea, and then minutely detailed are given. So there are 2 papers, and there in that paper it is everything is described. Okay, so this is the topic you have to study. You have to study in detail. Likewise, it is given, but curriculum is perspective. If you study in this way, this is good. Okay, and you are supposed to write 3 tests and one seminar, one assignment and one project. Okay, so this is, this how we have to do, and the curriculum did not insist. Okay, this is the project we have to do. If when it is insisted, then actually it becomes syllabus. Okay, so the kind of suggestive perspective. Okay, if you do it in this way, then probably you will be a good teacher. So this is the perception that our government decides. So that's how curriculum is framed. Syllabus is more specific, and you should do this one, you should do this one, and everything is minutely given in syllabus. So, and sixth point, syllabus is set for particular subject. Curriculum covers for a particular course of study or a program. Okay. So the particular course of study, so teacher training, medical course, and engineering course. So what are the curriculum? Even in engineering course, in 8 semesters they have to complete a project, which is the most difficult thing, and they also should present the assignments and the seminars, and engineering course is also difficult, and above all medical course is said to be absolutely difficult for students. So what is the curriculum for engineering course? What is the curriculum for medical course? What is the curriculum for teacher training course? So it is, for a particular course, it covers everything, curriculum covers. And then syllabus is, okay, so this is the curriculum for teacher training course. And what are the papers for math students, and what are the papers for English students, and that is the syllabus. And now I shall go to seventh point. Syllabus is prepared by teachers, a curriculum decided by the government or school or college administration. Okay, so the expert teachers, the expert professors, they decide the syllabus, but the curriculum is decided by the government or university. Okay, so this is an interesting point and it is an important point. Curriculum is decided by the government. Say for example, this is a kind of curriculum that, of course, lots of controversy. That if you want to become a doctor, then you should clear a NEET exam. Okay, and if you pass the NEET exam only, then only you will be a doctor. Otherwise, you cannot be a doctor. However, you have good marks in +2 or entrance exam mark, it doesn't matter. NEET exam, you should prepare for it, and then you should clear NEET exam. Then you can become a doctor. Okay, so the government decides that even before entering the college, the student should be qualified. Qualified students only can study the medical course. So this is the policy decision made by Modi government. It was definitely, honestly speaking, there are advantages and disadvantages in it. And when we consider disadvantages, we have to take necessary steps to reduce the disadvantage. That should be the thing. The aim is good developing quality doctors. But there are disadvantages in it, and most importantly, it creates huge pressure, lots of pressure. And even pressure is created for the students, and lots of counseling process, and the syllabus for NEET exam that should be reduced. This is my suggestion, but let's say this is the idea of curriculum, that so they know this syllabus, and many criticize the syllabus for NEET exam. Why do you make students to study physics and chemistry for NEET exam? It has nothing to do with the doctor to become a doctor. And see that the syllabus was very much criticized, and that's why many people want to ban NEET exam. Okay, so syllabus should be changed so that the students become really qualified doctor. And So, curriculum is NEET exam. The policy is decided by the government, and curriculum is let's say the government decided if 2-year B.Ed course. So last year, 2 or 3 years ago, the B.Ed course was 1 year, and now it has become 2 years. So what is the curriculum for it? Okay, so this kind of policy decisions are made by the government. Okay. So this is 70 point and 80 point. The duration of syllabus is for a year or only, but curriculum lasts till the completion of course. See, all the syllabus should be closed by 3 years or maximum by 4 years. That is the rule. And we follow, but generally in schools as well as in colleges, if the syllabus is prescribed, 5 years we follow the same syllabus. And after 5 years, new syllabus is introduced. Okay, but curriculum is not like that. When the government decide, okay, we will come back to 1 year B.Ed course, we will change for 4 year integrated course or 5 years or 3 years. That is completely decided by the government. Okay, so that's the point. The point, interesting point. That is the syllabus. The duration of syllabus is for a year only, but curriculum lasts till the completion of course. What is it? So in 8th semester, you are not going to repeat the same syllabus what you study in 7th semester. Okay, in 8th semester you are going to study new syllabus. Okay, so this is the thing. And for next batch of students, also for 5 years only they are going to study the same syllabus. Okay, even for first semester, you study one particular paper and one particular syllabus, and that is not going to be repeated in the following semester. Okay, so this is the about syllabus and curriculum. Okay, 1 second. Okay, we will continue on very fast. Curriculum, syllabus and textbook, everything is interlinked. See, textbook is actually essential for school education, but for college education, reference books. You have to refer various books and take the copy of the syllabus and go to library. Okay, and the topic of the syllabus is done in this particular book. Okay, let me study this one. And this topic is given in that book. Okay, let me study this one. Likewise, reference book are given, and accordingly we have to study. So a prescribed textbook is not given for our main purpose. But for the language papers, Poet Tamil and impression books are prescribed textbooks for you. But for college education, there is no prescribed textbook. But textbook, syllabus and curriculum are interlinked, and the textbook, some company will prepare a particular textbook, and the syllabus makers, they decide, okay, this textbook is very good for our Tamil Nadu students, for our Pondicherry students. We can prescribe this particular textbook. So that's why I already discussed the qualities of a good textbook. So all the units should cover, it should be according to the levels of the students, and after at the end of each lesson, a question should be asked, exercise should be given, and so syllabus makers, they will, after framing syllabus only, they if there are, say, impression book is published in Cambridge University, and that is recommended by Pondicherry University. Okay, so for your junior study Sunbeams, and in future they may again recommend the impression book. Okay, so the textbook, what are the textbook that we can do prescribe for our students, that is decided by the syllabus makers. Okay, so as far as Tamil Nadu government is concerned, after framing syllabus, and the government itself prepared textbook for school education. Okay, so that is the reality. So based on curriculum, syllabus is framed. Based on syllabus, textbook is framed. So they are all interlinked. And textbook is often mistaken for syllabus. Okay, it is syllabus is different from a textbook. It is generally covers the topics for a particular subject. That is syllabus. Maths subject, English subject, social subject. Okay, so for maths subject, in 10th standard I studied mensuration. So these are all the topics. So this is the syllabus. So accordingly the textbook is prepared according to the syllabus. Okay, so textbook itself is not syllabus. That is important point that we have to understand. Syllabus is concrete form of curriculum. Textbook is developed in accordance with syllabus. So curriculum, the overall perspective idea is given, and accordingly syllabus in a concrete form. In particular paper, in particular subject, what are the subtopics, everything is given in syllabus, and accordingly textbook is developed. So that's how textbook and the syllabus and the curriculum are framed. Syllabus is reflection of curriculum, and textbook is a reflection of syllabus. Okay, so what is there in curriculum is what reflected in syllabus, and what is there in syllabus is what reflected in textbook. Okay, so minutely given in textbook. Overall perspective is given in curriculum, and overall idea of a particular subject is given in syllabus. Okay, the textbook is final concrete tool for learners. So by textbook only, learners can easily learn the subject. So textbook is given to the learners for the benefit of themselves, for benefit of students. So okay, this is the textbook. Even for us, if a textbook is given to us, then it is okay, this is the textbook, simply read it. I can simply say it. But what is reference books and the syllabus is given, so we have to refer various other books and read and prepare for the exam. But unfortunately, at the college level, nowhere in Indian university, even in America or wherever you go, at the college level, generally they don't give us any prescribed textbook. They give us simply syllabus, and we have to refer library, refer various books, and prepare according to our syllabus given to us. Okay, so that's the relationship between textbook, syllabus, and the curriculum. Okay, the question, 2-mark question, is absolutely simple question. Answer according to 2-mark question. Okay. So, what is the most important relationship between curriculum, syllabus, and the textbook? I repeat, what is the most important relationship between curriculum, syllabus, and textbook? Okay. Thank you.